Here's something I never thought I'd say again. Linkin Park are back. They've got a new song, they've got a new music video, they've got new members, they've got a new tour coming, they've announced a new album. It's all coming up Linkin Park. And I honestly wasn't sure if they were ever going to recover from the loss of Chester. They've been on hiatus for 7 years now. Obviously they released that, was it Paper Cuts, I think, comparatively recently, which is a bunch of sort of remastered, remixed older songs, mostly featuring Chester. I did listen to it, but not extremely in-depth. So I sort of gave me a feeling that maybe they were going to sort of come back. I wasn't really sure how they were going to handle the loss of a member. And they've announced that they are hiring somebody else. We have now got Emily Armstrong as our new lead singer, while sharing vocal duties, and she is somebody I had never heard of before, so I did have a brief dive. She is in a band called Dead Sarah, which I just very literally just now had listened to their first track. I kind of liked it. It sort of reminds me a little bit of like the Kills, but like heavier, a bit more Nirvana inspired. I like it. It's a good selection. Her voice is good, and I also think it's quite a good idea to not have somebody try and be a direct clone of Chester, if that makes sense. Like, taking a female vocalist, obviously I'm assuming that it's going to give, she's going to be able to sing Chester's parts for their more famous songs. But I guess I think it's better to not try and do a direct imitation. So I think that was a classy and a good move. And then also, it turns out, we've got a new drummer. Because Rob Borden, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, decided he didn't want to come back after the hiatus. I get it. It must be quite strange to try and relive that magic. I can see why they didn't want to do anything like a hologram, which I heard was floated but shot down, rightfully so. So yeah, he's not back. So we've now got another dude called Colin Brittain, who I've also never heard of. Apparently he is a singer, songwriter, producer, and musician signed to Warner Music. He's been doing the sort of like live touring music stuff with them, and yeah, he just seems to have like filled in and done a bunch of songwriting and stuff on a bunch of music that I've basically never heard of, with the exception of Papa Roach and A Day to Remember. But apart from that, yeah, he is the new drummer for Linkin Park. So yeah, new era. I'm really, really curious to see what they sound like now with, just what they sound like when they're producing music with a new lady singing with them. Because, I mean, I was about to compare them to the Pixies because they've gone through several female singers/musicians, but the Pixies' tone hasn't really changed. This is quite a big shift for them. And also, just going to preface with this and say I don't know loads of Linkin Park, so really, please forgive my ignorance. I love, like, 4 songs, which I know has made everybody who's a big Linkin Park fan click off this video. I know. I was not a metal kid. I learned to like it later. I find the early stuff of theirs a little bit too heavy, a little bit too screamy, and I find the later stuff of theirs a bit too poppy. There's that sweet spot in the middle where Castle of Glass exists, and that song absolutely slaps. I know there's loads of other really good Linkin Park. I'm just not that familiar with it, but I still really want to check this out. So bear with me on that one, and let's check out the Emptiness Machine. Okay. I was curious whether or not how the video is going to be done, not just a performance video. We like that. They do that. I mean, even with the limited knowledge I've got of Linkin Park, that kind of like drum beat, it's so muted, and then I don't know, with the vocals. Actually, that must be Mike Kanoda, Mike, whatever his name is, I'm sorry, singing. I've just realised that can't be Chester, it's not the girl, is it? So they build up that anticipation very well. Yeah, that's him. Ding ding. I didn't know he did lots of singing. I thought he was more the screamo one. Oh, okay. That kind of took a turn I wasn't expecting. I like the like melodic sort of like piano territory. That was probably set up for a metal drop, and then it didn't come in. That was nice. Almost reminds me a little bit of 21 Pilots with the vocal effects. Oh, that's a nice effect. Okay. It picks some interesting looking extras. Ah, that must be her, right? Is it? Okay, here we go. Kick it in a bit. Nice. Ah! God damn, there's no schizophrenia warning on this one. I don't mean that at all, do I? Okay. I'm curious. Want to hear that grit? I heard of just that little bit of vocal fry on the first phrase, which I really liked, but I keep on thinking these vocal effects they're putting on are making me really think of 21 Pilots. Yeah, yeah. Ah, I like it. She's got that metal twang to her. What is going on with this like glitchy stuff? I'm curious. That's a cool effect. Okay, I like this. She's doing a really good approximation of fulfilling the need that for Chester's type of sort of style in the thing. Like she's got that grit but that pureness too, but she's definitely distinct. Sound, I like this. This is good shit. I'm sure there's gonna be lots of like hardcore Linkin Park fans who are like, no, it must be him or no one. Big turn for her as well. I mean, I don't know how big her other band was, but being Linkin Park's new singer must be a big deal for her career. Can't tell if my like computer's glitching. I know it's the video, but it keeps on making me think that my my settings are not right. I did just realize I'm not watching this in HD. This is visually very chaotic. I kind of like it. What's this song called? The Emptiness Machine. It's interesting. The drums really make me think of Castle Glass. Nice. It's at the falling bit, the da-na-na-na-na, the melodic twang to that second part of the melody is really, really good. It like just about subverts your expectations. I don't know. I like it. It's very catchy. The video is interesting. There's quite a lot going on. I'm trying to think of what else it reminds me of. I'm trying not to just fall into the trap of comparing her to other female metal musicians. She's got a really nice middle ground. Like I find Lizzie Hale occasionally like overdoes the vocal fry. It almost feels like she's like, don't forget I'm part of the community too. This one is like really nicely nuanced. She like growls just where it's appropriate, but stays quite pure as well at times, which I think is a good. I just paused this with like 10 seconds to go, didn't I? Well, video was interesting. I wouldn't have said it was like particularly standout, but I really did like that song. I know the drums, like it had this. I know, and it's something actually I've noticed with most of the Linkin Park songs that I've been exposed to, that they have a really nice like kind of drive to them. They're quite understated, but they really push the song forward. And then it was nice to hear Mike singing. And like sort of like setting up for her. It was almost like her debut as like a kind of ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. I've already forgotten her name, new lady, Emily Armstrong. Welcome to the stage kind of thing. And then she just jumped in, and I'm not gonna lie, I think she absolutely smashed that. I'm sure I'd be very curious to know what the like general consensus on this is, because I can imagine there'll be purists who aren't a fan. But genuinely, I think it's a very good thing. Why should they give up their careers and the band for the sake of one member that's not there anymore? So, good for them to move on to a new era. I think she fits it perfectly. The song itself, I don't know. I would have said it wasn't like massively original. Like it does sound like Linkin Park, which is fine. Obviously I understand that somewhat to say that it doesn't sound original is unfair, because I think Linkin Park somewhat invented the genre and the stereotype that they're now being compared to, so fair enough on that one as well. Yeah, the song was good, it was catchy, the chorus was good. I think she really propped that up actually. The backing was sort of a bit it was like well made and well produced, tones were pleasant, but the chord progression was okay. The melody was nice though. I appreciated that a lot. Yeah, this is good. I'm pleased for them. Who knows? This is going to be like the absolute ultimate like metalhead sin that I end up getting into Linkin Park more post Chester Bennington's death than beforehand. But yeah, I don't know. Such is the way the cookie crumbles. But let me know in the comments what you think. What is your take on new era Linkin Park? Forgive my ignorance on not knowing the latest stuff. In fact, if there are some other things you want to suggest me that fits, like obviously I know songs like Numb, I know Castle of Glass, In the End, things like that. I do really like those songs. If there's some more stuff in that kind of frame that you could recommend me, then I'm all over it. But yeah, I'm very curious to know what the community thinks about this one. I've seen it's already got millions of views and it's only been out for a few hours, so I'm assuming this one's staring at the music community. So yes, let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all that fantastic and wonderful stuff. We're very, very close now to getting the channel to a point with a subscribe account where we can monetize, or maybe not monetize, but partnership buys, which would be a very big deal for me. So if you could drop a subscribe, that would mean the world. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day and peace.